Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Wisconsin MMA Today. I'm Scott Jaffe, and I'm joined by co-host Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten.
Begin.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Duke Rufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on two 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Duke Rufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
Hey, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. I'm Scott Jaffe, joined by Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten, and we have a special coming up for you next. This is a 13-year-old Pancration bout featuring Saul Esquivel fighting out of Rough Dog MMA in Walworth, Wisconsin, taking on Milwaukee, Wisconsin's Joel the Latin Assassan Flores Jr., representing Roufusport, Wisconsin. Paul, tell the fans what they're going to see.
You're going to see some of the best up-and-coming amateur Pancration kids in the state, so be prepared for some great action.
Coming at you next on Wisconsin MMA Today. This next bout is a special one, fight fans. It features a 13-year-old Pancration matchup between Rough Dog MMA's Saul Esquivel out of Walworth, Wisconsin, and Roufusport MMA's Joel the Latin Assassin out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Saul Esquivel is fighting out of the blue corner, and Joel the Latin Assassin is fighting out of the red corner.
Yeah, this is a fun one, Scott. These are 13-year-old kids, in a sport, and they're in Pancration here. It's really the sport, along with jiu-jitsu and wrestling, that's one of the best at teaching young kids how to get into the sport of mixed martial arts. It's a safe way to go in. It's padded feet, bigger gloves, and it's just a way for the younger generation to find out if this is something they want to try as they get older.
Paul, what's the big difference between Pancration and MMA? What are some of the main differences between the two?
They're very similar with, you're not allowed to go to the head with kicks and punches, but you're allowed to go for submissions and you're allowed to go try to takedowns. A lot of things similar, and elbows too as well. Elbows, you're not allowed to use elbows on the ground.
Pancration, featured in the original Greek Olympics. It's been around for quite a long time, and it's making a resurgence now, Paul, with the the popularity of MMA and a lot of youth and adults getting into it that don't necessarily want to actually get in the cage and fight full-on mixed martial arts.
It absolutely makes so much sense too. You don't want your, the young generation to go in there and just, fight at mixed martial arts right away. They got to learn how to do stuff in a safe manner, and Pancration is a very safe way to go about it.
Also teaches the younger kids that fighting actually is a sport. This is sport fighting. They have a lot of respect for each other, and they are told that this is something that you actually do. You don't do this in school. You don't do this on a playground. You don't do this throughout the neighborhood. This is something you have a lot of respect for.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely sets boundaries and guidelines and kind of tells kids what, just like you said, it explains the sport. It explains all combat sports, and it's just a great way for, another thing, it's great for these kids to get experience inside in front of everyone. See right here, great action early on as well. These guys they're putting on some stuff that looks a lot older than 13 with Flores and Esquivel.
Again, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Scott Jaffe here along with Paul Fladten. This is a very special, it's a 13-year-old Pancration bout. These are 3 2-minute rounds you're watching, and that's the end of the first round. Beginning of the second round, again, fighting out of the blue corner is Rough Dog MMA's Saul Esquivel from Walworth, Wisconsin. And fighting out of the blue corner is Roufusport MMA's Joel the Latin Assassin Flores Jr.
Yeah, it was really fun on this night to watch Esquivel. Along with him on the card, he also had 2 brothers that, one actually with some beautiful arm bars that Team Rough Dog has really perfected over the last couple of years. And in this fight, you're going to see Esquivel using some arm bars as well, but Flores did a great job being able to avoid them and keep this fight going the distance.
It's impressive that these kids in the sport have actually come this far where we can feature this here on Wisconsin MMA Today, and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's so entertaining. It's just fun to see. It's one thing I love is you get these kids here and they fight on the undercard, and they all become friends after they fight with each other. You watch them running around the building throughout the night of fights, like just hanging out. You meet some new friends, and you do it in a manner that a lot of people don't really make friends. It's exciting.
Yeah, I think more and more parents who are discovering mixed martial arts as another option to involve their kids in are finding out that there actually are many, many benefits well beyond just the jiu-jitsu, the kickboxing, the little martial art bits and pieces that they're picking up along the way, are also enhanced by the life-building skills that these kids are picking up.
Absolutely. The mentality's got to be even stronger than what you learn in the stamina and the cardio and just the toughness. It's just builds them for the future.
Caught a glimpse of Tachi Palace fighter Dustin Ortiz working in the red corner of Joel the Latin Assassin Flores Jr. There was second round action. This is a 13-year-old Pancration bout. You're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. This was featured on NAFC Armageddon. Again, Wisconsin MMA Today is in partnership with Wisconsin National Guard. It's powered by Concede, and it's sponsored by Showtime Sports Bar and Tiffin Mats, all supporting mixed martial arts here in the United States.
If you just turn this fight on just now, you're not going to think these are 2 13-year-olds, besides, their size. They have some real skills on the ground, and definitely the striking there. Just a great fight up to this part.
All right, that was the end of the third round. Excuse me, that was the end of the second round. Now we're starting the third round. You're looking at Saul Esquivel coming out of the blue corner and Joel the Latin Assassin Flores Jr. coming out of the red corner. Esquivel fighting out of Rough Dog MMA. Flores Jr. fighting out of Roufusport MMA Academy.
Yeah, you definitely saw them both use, on the ground early on, where definitely Esquivel likes to fight. But Flores comes out and shows why he's a Latin assassin, throws some early kicks and early punches, and this thing, it doesn't slow down very much, this fight.
No, like I said, this is a special treat for fight fans, a 13-year-old Pancration bout. Again, Pancration featured in the original Greek Olympics. And it right now is an entry point for young adults and adults alike looking to get into mixed martial arts. Again, Paul explained some of the differences real quick between Pancration and MMA in case fans haven't heard your explanation in the first round.
Bigger gloves, you wear the feet pads. You're not allowed to kick or attack the heads, and you're not allowed to go elbows to the heads either. So it definitely teaches them how to be safer while also learning mixed martial arts. Fans
are going to be exposed to more and more Pancration as time goes by, as MMA becomes more and more popular.
Definitely. I think, a lot of kids wrestle. A lot of kids are really getting to jiu-jitsu now. But this is a way to bridge the gap between, jiu-jitsu and then eventually mixed martial arts.
Again, you're watching third round action. This is a 13-year-old Pancration bout. 3 2-minute rounds. This is the third round, as said. NAFC Armageddon. Scott Jaffe here, along with Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. You are watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Paul, look at the action going on here now.
Yeah, earlier Esquivel, his 2 brothers won with arm bars, so now he's going for one, trying to be the trio, but a great job by Flores, as he did throughout this entire fight, avoiding the armbar and putting himself in position, as you see with that inverted triangle there.
That's an incredible amount of activity and action going on, and technique displayed by both fighters. You might not see that in the whole round of an adult MMA bout.
Absolutely not. Cannot believe that this fight's drawing to a close here, that these are two 13-year-old kids really working this hard and showing this much talent on the ground.
Again, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today as the third round comes to an end, as we eagerly await the judge's decision. And in the red corner, taking the unanimous decision, 29-28 on all three judges' cards, it's Joel, the Latin Assassan Flores Jr. out of Roufusport MMA, standing by now with yours truly, Paul Fladten.
Wisconsin MMA Today reporter Paul Fladten here with Joel Flores Jr. Joel, big weight man, how'd it feel out there?
It felt good to have a hard fight. I want to thank that kid. He was a hard warrior and he fought hard.
Was there any question, when they went to the scorecards, was there any question you won in your mind?
No, there wasn't. I knew I won.
You train with Roufusport with a lot of good guys. Who are some of the guys that you've learned from, and what have you learned from those guys?
Showtime, Erik, Koch, Biggie, Dustin.
What's your future? Do you want to fight in the UFC? What's your plan?
Yeah, it's my plan to fight in the UFC.
Thanks, buddy.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Rufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on two 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Rufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
Welcome to Wisconsin MMA Today, as we're here with UFC contender Pascal Krauss. Pascal, you live in Germany, but you've come to train here in Milwaukee. Can you walk us through that process and how that came to be?
Yeah, it's kind of hard in Germany to find good training situation because the sport is not that popular yet. So I come to the States and look for good training partners, a good gym. And even in Germany, Dawg is known, and then of course his fighters like Esquivel, like Erik, like Pettis. And yeah, I was here prepared for my last fight. I liked the atmosphere, I liked the good training, and that's why I came back. I started out with boxing. I did that for 4 years. I started out when I was age 15. And then I got into wrestling a little bit because my dad used to wrestle. I came to the States just for holidays and saw the Ultimate Fighter show on TV, and I thought, yeah, that looks kind of cool. And back home I started doing jiu-jitsu too, and soon after that I combined all parts of the sport and did my first MMA fight.
Pascal, you're coming off a tough loss against John Hathaway. Can you kind of walk us through that loss and what you were able to learn from it?
It was definitely not my best fight. I had a long layoff because of an injury, so I didn't fight for, I think, like a year and a half or something like that. And I definitely felt that in the ring. It felt weird, the whole atmosphere and being in there. But they say if you make the L of the lose, you got to transform it to an L for learn. And I hope I did that, or I'm doing that right now, and trying to work on myself, get better every day, and not do the same mistakes I did in the fight again.
A lot of times, a first loss of a career can really take a toll on someone. What was your mindset after that, and how were you able to rebound?
It was hard at first, because you never lost, and then you lose, and it's like a big chance. Everybody was talking about, if you win that fight, it's going to be a big step up and all that. And I was really disappointed about it, but after a few weeks, I thought, it happened. It happened to the best fighters. Anderson Silva has a lose. John Jones lost. So why shouldn't it happen to me, and why shouldn't I come back stronger?
Afterwards, it looked as if you were going to fight Gunnar Nelson, but suffered an injury. How disappointing was that injury? Can you kind of explain what all happened?
I was preparing for that fight. I did a lot of groundwork, since he's a really, really good ground guy. And then like 2 weeks or 1 week before the fight, I injured my rib in sparring. And I was thinking about fighting or not fighting. But then I thought, it's hard to fight against a guy like him who's really, really good on the ground. And if you can't even move on the ground, just laying there, it's too dangerous to fight. And so that's why I didn't fight.
It now looks you'll be the third member of the Roufusport team to fight at UFC on Fox 6 against Mike Stump. How excited are you for that fight?
I just heard the news too, so it's just it's not announced yet, but I got the contract a few days ago. I will have to look him up and see what kind of fighter he is, but definitely I'm excited to fight. It's going to be in Chicago. Erik and Anthony are fighting there, so it's going to be great.
Seeing that this fight will take place so early in the new calendar year, how many times would you like to fight in 2013?
That's definitely a good start, and if I start with a win, it would be even better. And I would like to fight more often, because, like I said before, having those long layoffs, it's not good. It's better if you stay in the rhythm and keep fighting. Maybe like 3 times a year, 4 times a year would be great.
Last question. For your fans that may not know you yet here in America, what should they be expecting when you step in the cage at UFC on Fox 6?
They're going to see a real MMA fight. So standing up, groundwork, wrestling, all that. I like every part of the game, so I wouldn't say I'm a stand-up fighter or I'm a ground fighter. So it's going to be entertaining and a well-rounded fight. Thank you.
Pascal is a little more unorthodox than what most of some of our other guys, and that in itself gives people problems. You know, if you learn real traditional boxing, which a lot of current fighters do, Pascal has had a different rhythm, and that different rhythm will give you problems.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Rufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Rufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on 2 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Duke Rufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
This next feature is very special for Wisconsin MMA Today. Host Anthony Pettis takes you inside the Combat Corner Grappling Championship, where he speaks with organizer Dan LaSavage and spends time with some of the winners here on Wisconsin MMA Today.
Has there been at least 6 minutes?
Hey, what's up? I'm here at Combat Corner Grappling Championships with the owner, Dan LaSavage. How you doing today?
Doing great today. A lot of good teams, good competitors. Super happy with the turnout.
Got a couple quick questions for you. One of them is, why did you start Combat Corner Grappling Championships?
Well, you know, in the local scene, Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, Minnesota, areas like that, we didn't really have a great tournament. We had a couple of traveling tournaments, but no great regional tournaments. So that was our goal, and we definitely achieved it. This is our 10th one, so looking forward to more, you know.
Yeah, I think I was at Combat Corner 1, and it's grown tremendously since then. Last question is, what are your goals with this thing?
The goals are to keep it what it is and just grow it regionally. We're not looking to become, you know, the next traveling tournament. We're going to be a stronghold in the local scene, and this is where you should come and compete, you know, reasonable pricing, compete against the best, you know, and that's what we plan to keep doing.
I'm here with the winner of the professional absolute division, the lightweight class, Scotty Seaverite. How you feeling today, man?
I feel wonderful, thank you. This is a great competition, well run, one of the best in the state, and to win it today was an honor. I'm getting a little older in age, so this might be one of my last chances. So.
Awesome, awesome. One quick question is, why do you love jiu-jitsu? What is the passion that drives you to do these tournaments?
Well, actually, it took a while to get into. I came over here from Scotland, as you can tell. I joined Roufusport originally, started off striking. It was horrible, this jiu-jitsu stuff, rolling about with other dudes and whatnot, but I fell in love with it, man, and I wish I'd found it years ago, like yourself, but I'm going to make the most of it.
Awesome, awesome. Lastly, is what are your goals with this thing? Where do you want to take it?
Just to get better and more experience. I love the sense of community, the BJJ world that we're in, you know. So yeah, just keep advancing as long as my old body holds up. I'm going to keep on rocking.
Well, congrats again, man. Thank you for the time.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for organizing this. Mr. Rufus, Dan LaSavage, they do a great show, and my teammates as well. They had a few big scalps today, which helped me sneak my way into the final. So, and all the best for yourself, Mr. Pettis.
Here with Jake Clip, the owner of Pura Vida Jiu-Jitsu. How you doing today, man?
Doing real good. Thanks, Anthony.
Good. Thanks for taking the time. Couple questions for you. One of them is, what's your gym's philosophy?
We're a friendly, open environment. One of the cool things we've got going on in our gym that I really think sums up what we do, we've got an open door policy. You know, there's gyms in the area, all kinds of gyms in Milwaukee and the surrounding area, and we've got friends at all of those gyms that come in and train with us. Our guys go train with those guys, and you know, everybody's just cool around here. We all get along really good, and that's, you know, Pura Vida, that's what we do over there is, you know, you're welcome to come train with us because that's going to make us better. And, you know, it's not so much, well, we got to hide what's going on in the gym. It's, if you find a counter to what we're teaching, I'm going to be better in the long run from something like that. So I would say our philosophy is open door, everybody come in, everybody's welcome, come in and have a good time.
Nice, I like that. I'm going to have to take you up on your offer. Lastly is, what do you feel the importance of grappling is to the MMA community?
Oh, grappling is outstanding. The nerves at a grappling tournament are way lower for me personally, because I'm not getting hit in the face. You know, I got to protect the features for the ladies and everything. Just one lady, my wife. But a grappling tournament is great because all of our new guys, no matter how new they are, I can encourage them to get into a grappling tournament. You know, I wouldn't put a guy in the cage that had only been with us for a couple weeks, but there's no problem with putting a white belt into a grappling tournament because, you know, the worst thing that's going to happen to this guy is, you know, he's going to tap out, no problem. So it's cool. I love grappling.
I'm here with the winner of the heavyweight absolute division, Andy Kazek. Thanks for taking the time. How you feeling today, man?
Feeling great. I had a good day. I ended up wrestling the no-gi advance and then went on to the absolute and won the absolute as well. So had a long day, 6 matches today, so feeling good.
Nice. I got to catch a couple of your matches. What's your background?
I wrestled at Lawrence University. Wrestled there for 4 years. Ended up coaching there for a while, so I got a little bit of wrestling background. Ended up becoming a national champion in my senior year, so definitely have that going for me.
Awesome, awesome. So how did you feel about the Combat Corner tournament today? How was it ran, and how was competition?
You know, Combat Corner always puts on a good tournament. There's always really high competition. You got a lot of black belts and brown belts that are rolling around in here, and you come here because you got the best in the area, and I'm really happy I was able to come on top with the best of the area today.
Awesome, awesome. And lastly, what is your goals with this thing?
Well, my goal today was obviously to win the tournament. I was really excited to wrestle Red Schaefer, and I was hoping Andy Ackers was going to be here as well. Some of the best guys in the tournament, and had a heck of a match. They're quite competitors, and you know, it's always nice to be out on top at the end of the day.
One of Wisconsin's finest, Scott Houston, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, owner of 360 BJJ. Scott, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. The tournament's great. I have a great turnout today. My kids have been competing, the adults, and everybody's doing really well. It's a great turnout. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, man. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What are your accomplishments in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, I've been training for over 10 years now, staying active, competing. I've won the Pan American Championships twice at my belt level at Brown. Chicago Open, IBJJF tournaments. I try to stay active, been out to the Worlds, won some matches at the World Championships. So try to stay as active as I can, bring that knowledge back to the gym, try to grow jiu-jitsu more and more. And, you know, it's great, man. So.
I think you forgot to mention great coach. The students are killing it out here. Leading to the next question, what is your gym's philosophy?
My gym's philosophy is 360. It's being well-rounded at jiu-jitsu, whether you have the gi on, whether it's no gi, whether you're on the mat or you're off the mat, just having a well-rounded game, being a well-rounded person. And we see it more and more, you know, more people are getting involved, the kids, women, older gentlemen, you know, it's growing like crazy. And, you know, it's nice to be able to have the community come together and have 360 be a part of it. So.
I love that. Also, what do you think the importance is of grappling is to the MMA community?
I think for MMA and jiu-jitsu coming together, I think it's great because the MMA fighters, you know, when they're not fighting, they got to stay busy, they got to stay hungry, and I think it's great for them to come to the tournaments. You know, jiu-jitsu and MMA are growing at the fastest rate we've ever seen it, and it's only going to continue to grow with more and more people getting involved. Combat Corner Volume 10, I remember when this tournament started out with like 100 people. There's probably 300, 400, 500 people here now. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So.
Awesome, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you, brother. This is Anthony Pettis with Wisconsin MMA Today.
Future lightweight champ right here.
I got Dave Rosenmarkel with me, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, owner of Gracie Baja. How you doing today?
Good, Anthony. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you for the time for this interview. Couple questions for you. One is, what's your gym's philosophy?
We try to use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a way to better people's lifestyles. We don't want to just make them better Jiu-Jitsu players, we want to make them better people. And we feel that Jiu-Jitsu itself, in its philosophies, in its essence, makes people better, whether it's healthier eating, healthier lifestyle, exercise, sharing with one another. We feel that that environment creates a community within itself and creates better people.
Awesome. Totally agree with you on that. Last question is, what is the importance of grappling in the MMA community?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling is important within the MMA community, I think, because martial arts since 1993, in the last 18, 19 years, has come leaps and bounds. And without Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, without grappling, it was just kind of, you know, it was just speculative. Nobody really knew what was going to happen when people got in the cage. And then you got to see how dominant the grappling arts were. And it forced really good strikers, case in point, to learn the ground game, you know, and now it just completely, everything evolved. Martial arts evolved tenfold. In 18 years, it's come further than it has in the last 1,800 years. And I feel that friendly competitions, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like this, we all get to come together, we get to test our skills in a great environment and really put the, you know, see how the rubber meets when it gets on the road.
Thank you for your time, man. This is Anthony Pettis with Wisconsin MMA Today.
Hey guys, it's Erik Koch, UFC featherweight contender. I also got my UFC buddy Pascal, Panzer, aka German Tank. I'm going to go over one of my favorite submissions, especially in MMA through transition. It's a Darce choke, and Darce is, you can get it from a lot of positions. So I'm going to go over one that's actually a guard pass with it, so it's kind of two moves in one. Alright guys, from this position, it's one of my favorite positions, especially in MMA. I catch a lot of guys with this because they're worried about punches. So a lot of guys try to sit to one side and kind of put their hand up to brace to get up. One of my favorite passes is I'm actually going to shoot my back knee through, and I'm going to plant it on the mat next to his hand there, and I'm going to bring my arm through at the same time. Here. Alright guys, so now that I'm here after the pass, I'm in a good position to Darce. I got my hand past his neck. I got his other arm trapped. So I'm going to act like I'm waving to the fence over here. I'm going to grab my bicep, put it on his lat. I'm going to circle out, boom, till I'm north-south, and I'm going to apply all my weight down. Hips down to the ground, get the tap. That's submission of the week.
Thank you for tuning in to Wisconsin MMA Today and supporting mixed martial arts in our community. I'm Scott Jaffe.
And I'm Paul Fladten.
And we'll see you next week.